Hi, my name's Denise Maccabe. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator on the central coast of New South Wales in Australia. And I'm just going to show you a couple of really easy Christmas cards using the Evergreen Forest 3D embossing folder. That folder is actually in the August to December mini catalogue on page 35. There's a couple of cards Stampin' Up have made with them. I've also made one very similar to that. So here's the folder. It's $17.50 and it's a 3D embossing folder. And I'll get to show you the new Stampin' Cut embossing machine, which is available to customers tomorrow, the 1st of September. So let's get started. So we'll start off with this one. We've got things all pre-cut. So this is a slimline card, which seems to be a bit of a craze at the moment. So the slimline card measurements, I've got it in inches because it just seems to be easier in inches. It's 8.5 by 7, scored at 3.5. And then your layering just goes down 1/4 of an inch each side. So this one, I've used some DSP from the Brightly Gleaming DSP pack. This one I'm going to use some from the Forever Ferns DSP pack, which is in the main catalogue. I just felt you couldn't see a lot of the DSP in this one, so I've made the white piece just a little bit smaller so you can get to see more of the DSP. So I'll just move that to one side and I'll get my embossing machine. So this is the new Stampin' Up embossing machine, Stampin' Cut embossing machine. As you can see, mine's had quite a fair bit of use just in the last couple of weeks since I've had it. These are all the plates that come with it. And these sides fold up. They do click, so don't get a fright. There you go. So it is quite compact. This is the bigger machine. The mini embossing machine isn't available as yet. So, and then all the plates are numbered, which helps with your sandwich layers. And on the base plate, it tells you what to use with which number plates. So that's really helpful. There's one more plate. I didn't have that one over here. So for the 3D embossing folders, you just need plate 1 and plate 4. Now, with the slimline card, you can see that I haven't done all the embossing right to the end. So because the embossing folder is not the length of the slimline card, so I thought, well, that doesn't matter. I can do my Christmas greeting there. So I just placed my piece of cardstock in the embossing folder. That looks pretty good. And always put your embossing folders with the spine going in. It just helps and it just makes it easier on the embossing folder as well. So that's that card's been embossed. I'm sure you can see that. So I'll just move my machine away for the moment because we'll be using it again in a little while. So I'll put this back down here and I'll get this. Where's my base? Here it is. So that's my base. And what I did with this one, is I just got the Mossy Meadow and a dauber. Just make sure it's still in, yep, it's still, you can still see what I'm doing. And I just rubbed it over the trees like that. It sort of brings them to life. I've just realised, because I've made my Whisper White piece of cardstock a little bit smaller, my Hark the Herald Angels Sing might not fit on it, so we'll have a look and see what else we've got. So that's how I coloured the trees in, not very hard at all. Let me just grab a couple of Christmas stamps. Okay, so I've got this one called For Unto Us. Really like this one. I haven't used it a lot. I've only used the Hark the Herald pretty much. So I'll just have a little look and see if that's going to fit. I think that's going to be a bit squishy. So let's see what else is in this set that I could use. Oh, look, even just the simple Merry Christmas might be nice. I think I'll just do that for today. And I'll grab a block. Now, I did heat emboss this, so I'm going to do that while you're watching. I always try to get these straight on the block. Although I guess it doesn't really matter because the Christmas is a bit squiggly, if that's a word. Well, it is a word, but anyway. Now, Embossing Buddy is a great little tool. Sadly, we don't have that in our catalogue anymore. It just helps if you're not getting any shadowing from the stamp around it. Now I'm going to put this up a bit higher because then when I do my bow it will not cover it up, so I'll pop it here. And I've got some silver embossing powder. That looks all right. And I've got my old heat tool. So this is going to be a bit noisy, but it won't take long to emboss. There we go. So I then got some of this metallic edged ribbon, the white and silver metallic edged ribbon. That's a new one that I haven't opened, but I've got this little bit left over from the roll that I was using yesterday, so I might use this. So I just measure. I'll show you how I do these things, the ribbon attachments. And I just cut it like that. And I get a bit of double-sided tape. Just put it at the end. Oh, I've got to, silly me, I've got to layer it onto the DSP first. Now this is the new Stamp and Seal Plus. I quite like it. You don't need a lot of it. A little bit in the middle. And I'll attach that to the DSP. I hope my ribbon's not going to be too short because I measured it against the cardstock, didn't I? That was silly. Oh no, it's going to manage. And just with the double-sided tape, I just wrap it around like that. And then not that underneath might help. There we go. Layer that onto the card, making sure I eyeball it up straight. And then I get some of the rest of the ribbon, and I make a bow. Sometimes I fiddle with bows so much until I can get them exactly right that I want. That's pretty good. Yep. And some glue dots. Here's a little trick I learned. If you don't want your bow to fray, your ribbon to fray, get a lighter and just burnish the end of the ribbon, and that stops fraying. Now this one I did sponge the edges, this one I haven't. So that's another little different look we're going to have. And then I just used the basic rhinestones, which are $8.75 in the catalogue, in the big catalogue. Put that there. I've got some left over here, so I'll just use these ones up first. And I just pop them in the sky like as if they were stars. Oh, come on. And there you have a card. Now, how simple was that? They're both pretty much the same. I haven't gone as dark with the dauber there, but I could always go back and add a bit more if I wanted to. But that's just a really simple, quick and easy card using that embossing folder. And this one I've just decorated inside with that stamp set for Unto Us. So because I used Hark the Heralds, Angels Sing, I've got the next verse, Glory to the Newborn King. So I'll put something different inside this one. But that's one simple card with that embossing folder, and it's a slimline card. So I'll put that to one side. And the next one I'm going to show you is this one. So this one's using the new in colour Just Jade, which is a really nice colour. And this is just your standard A5 card size. So that's that. I've got a little bit of silver at the bottom, and I've got this ready for the greeting. Now these greeting pieces are from the Stitch rectangled frames. They're really handy, so I use them a lot, and they're in the main catalogue, and they're $61 for that complete set. So this one, what I'm going to do, can be a bit messy, this one, but we'll have a go. Is you get your Just Jade ink pad. Now, I've put it on this side, so not the logo side, I've put it on this side, I'm pretty sure. So I'll just move that away. And all you do is you swipe your ink pad over the embossing folder. So you just sort of load it up like that. You don't want it up here because that will also go onto the card. So you just need a tissue or a baby wipe just to get rid of that bit. Got a bit too much here, so I've got to try and get that off. Oh yeah, it's coming off. And it down in here. I'll just clean this up so it doesn't get on the part of the card that I don't want it on. And then we'll close our ink pad up so there's no accidents, because we don't want accidents. I'll just get my embossing machine again. And once again, we just need the base plate and the number 4 plate. So I'm just going to put this about there because I just want the tops of the trees to be like up the top. So once again, we put the spine of the embossing folder into the machine first. Move that away. Not so happy with that because it's a bit, but you can see the effect, you can see how it's meant to be. So I might try that again. Let me grab my whisper white. But you can see how that's meant to work. It's 9.5, that piece. If you don't have a really good trimmer, this Stampin' Up trimmer is amazing. It's the best trimmer I've ever owned. Okay, so I'll just give that a bit of a wipe and I might start again. It's good, you get to see another one. So maybe I just gently dab it up there. Try again getting rid of this. That looks a bit better. It's one of those techniques that no two cards will look the same. I might get my dauber actually to do a little bit more, because then I've got a bit more control, just to add a bit more to parts of the trees I feel that have been missed. I really just want the tops of the trees. I don't necessarily want it all the way down here because the piece of cardstock's not big enough, like not that big. Okay, let's see how we go with that. So once again, I will get my embossing machine. turn it over and see. That's what I'm going to get. See how this one turned out. Yeah, that's a bit better. I like that better. So that was on the non-logo side. I inked up the non-logo side, and I quite like the look of that. Yeah, I don't like the look of that. I'll fold up my ink pad just in case. I'm going to use my double-sided tape here, just because that will be a bit more helpful for what I'm trying to achieve. So I've got a strip of silver, and I just want to make sure I get the length that I'm wanting. Yeah, happy with that. Got a little bit extra, so I'll just snip that little bit extra off. And with this one, I've used the new Snowflake Splendor ribbon in the holiday catalogue. It's on the Snowflake page. Makes sense? Nope. Page 37, this ribbon down here. And it's a really interesting ribbon because depending on what colour ink you're putting it up against, it takes on the colour of the ink. So this, putting it on this one, it's giving it a bit of a green look. So once again, I'll show you how I attach ribbon. So I'll measure it out. And I use double-sided tape to attach my ribbon. Just a little bit on each end. And the grid paper is always helpful for getting things lined up. I always use my grid paper. So I'm just going to put it about there. Wrap that bit round. Put it back down on my grid paper to make sure I've got it straight. It's a bit stiff, this ribbon, so it is a little bit hard to work with. Anyway, I can attach that straight to, I'm going to use my double-sided tape. I do like my double-sided tape. Attach it straight onto the card base. That's how easy this card is. There's not a lot of stock involved, product involved. There we go. I'll attach it to there. Yep, happy with that. Now I'm going to make a bow. As I said, this ribbon's a little bit stiff, so it's not quite as easy to work with, but it is really beautiful. It reminds me of tulle on a tutu, actually. I want it a bit smaller than that. Now let's see. I can sort of pull it and... yeah, that's okay. Oops. So I'll put that on in a minute because I might want to tweak it a bit more. Don't know yet. And the greeting I used on this card was from Itty Bitty Christmas. It's a great set. It's been carried over into the main catalogue, and it's just such a versatile set with all your Christmas greetings and ones you can put on the front of the card and on the inside of the card. Don't know what I put inside this one. So this one I've used Celebrate the Season. This one I could use Season's Greetings maybe. Where's that one? There? Yes. I might do that. Season's Greetings. Is that going to fit? That's the other thing. When you cut out the little pieces ahead of time without having pre-stamped on them, it's always a bit of a challenge. Just make sure I've got that stamping straight. Yep. So here goes. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, that's not too bad. Doesn't always go that way. So then I've just, with my Just Jade dauber, I daubered around this little greeting one. That shall do. And with my double-sided tape. And onto my piece of silver. Try and make sure I center it. And some dimensionals. Now, if you've got some shadow of the ink, that's the best place to put your greeting if you want to cover something up. And I'm not too worried about much of this. I might just put it here though. And then I love my rhinestones. These ones are the holiday rhinestones, which are in the big catalogue. $10.50 for a pack, and you get all sorts of colours. The colours will be listed in the catalogue. These ones aren't Just Jade, but I like them and they worked. So you don't always have to have the coordinating, you know, exact colour. So where, oh, here are the big ones. I'll put a big one. Oops. Yeah, where will I put it? There. And I'll go back here for some little ones. Finish off this packet. There. Maybe one down. Don't know. Maybe here. I could put a few more on if I wanted to. Now where's my ribbon? That's right. My ribbon. I think that's right. I'll just trim it down a bit. Don't need to use your cigarette lighter on this one. It's not going to fray. And a glue dot. And there you have another very easy, simple as card. So if you'd like any of the products that I've used today, don't hesitate to contact me. I'm going to start trying to do these videos more often and see how we go with them. And yeah, so they're the two cards we made today. The slimline one, using the Evergreen Forest 3D embossing folder, and the normal A5 card one size using the Just Jade and the Evergreen embossing folder. Thank you so much for having watched and listening to me today. Thank you.